The episode starts with Anurag asking Ishani how much time does she require to get married. He says that his mother has been asking this question to him for so long. Ishani asks Anurag to calm down and give her some time. She says, once the court case is over she'll look into this matter, but Anurag says why does she have to be there for Shashvat? Ishani says that she is doing her duty, and what is right, and she is tired of explaining herself to everyone all the time. She asks why she always has to explain herself to everyone. Anurag says that all this logic isn't going in his head, and if she doesn't love him then she can say that. Ishani says she is tired of all this and doesn't want to explain herself anymore, so if he wants to end all this then it's okay. Anyway, she will pass the exam and get a job, so she doesn't need anyone. Anurag says, yeah, he is just her need, and she doesn't need her, so she is just hitting around the bush. He says this must be the reason why she reacted after getting the love letter. Ishani says the letter that he had given had brought chaos in her home and messed up her son's wedding. Anurag asks her to stop calling Piyu and that man her son. She says it's completely her choice and no one can say anything to her regarding this. Both of them have a bad argument and they leave. Back at home, Ishani praises Didi's food and says it was very tasty. Didi says that she cooked all of it specially for her since it was her special day and she gave such an important exam. Piyu also praises the food. So Pishi says she must also learn how to cook since she would require it after marriage. Piyu says she won't need to cook after marriage and her husband would cook. Shashwat asks if she has anyone in mind and wants to get married. Piyu says no, she was just saying hypothetically. He asks about his doctor friend, so she kind of blushes. On asking again, she says that she does like that man and his softness kind of melts her. Anurag says that after the court case is over they must prepare for her marriage. Amidst this chit-chat, Nandini arrives and claps. She taunts everyone, and another heated argument starts. Ishani secretly records all of it on her phone. The episode begins with Ishani says Nandini deserves to be called a fraud. Nandini asks what proof they have to prove she is a fraud. Shashwat replies he is the proof. He says Nandini broke his trust and snatched everything from him, and he could have died because of Nandini's actions. He tells her that he won't let her win. Nandini tells him that she did not force him to sign the papers, and she told him to read before signing, but he did not read, so that's not her mistake. She asks him to understand this is business, not betrayal. Pihu asks whether Nandini thought they would get scared of the legal notice and leave the house. She says she was born in that house and she won't leave her house. Nandini says Pihu has to leave even though she has memories in that house, because that's her house now. Ishani says Nandini is a fool, and Nandini will go to jail. She tells Nandini, let's meet in the court. Nandini says she also has a lawyer. She suggests settlement out of court. Ishani laughs hearing this. She says they won't withdraw anything, and Nandini is scared. That's why she's suggesting a settlement. She asks Nandini to imagine her life in jail. Nandini says Ishani is a fool. That's why she is helping the Senguptas. She asks Ishani to join hands with her, and she will give this house to Ishani. Ishani tells Nandini that family is above money, but Nandini won't understand that, and no one can stop Nandini from going to jail. Nandini says time will tell that, and Ishani will regret rejecting her offer. Ishani says let's meet in the court. Nandini leaves from there. Ishani looks at her phone. The next day, Nandini scolds her lawyer for losing the case. The lawyer asks her why she confessed her crime in Shashwat's house. Nandini tells him that she doesn't want to go to jail. The lawyer tells her that he can't do anything now, but later he will appeal for her bail. He leaves from there. Ishani says Nandini is paying for her crimes. Nandini says she will return and won't spare them. Pihu tells Nandini to stop this nonsense and go to jail. Nandini says she will deal with Pihu first after coming out of jail. Pihu tells Nandini to enjoy herself in jail. Nandini accepts she underestimated Ishani, but this is not the end, and her time will come. Ishani says she recorded Nandini's confession. To get justice, she warns Nandini to not mess with the Senguptas again. Nandini asks Shashwat how he can do this with her. She tells him to stop all this and not send her to jail. She says she has a reputation and her life will be ruined if she goes to jail then. Shashwat asks her to not expect anything from him because she deserves this. He tells her to seek help from Ishani. The episode begins with Shashwat telling Nandini that she deserves to go to jail. He suggests she seek help from Ishani. He says he would have forgiven Nandini if she had not targeted his family then. Nandini tells him that he doesn't even deserve to be called a man because he beat his wife. Shashwat tells her that she is scared now because she is exposed. He warns her to stay away from his family. Nandini tells him that she is not scared of this warning. Pihu tauntingly tells Nandini to enjoy her life in jail. Nandini tells Pihu to shut up. Ishani says Nandini is still talking nonsense instead of accepting her crimes. And Nandini should go to jail because that's a court order. She tells Shashwat that he can forgive Nandini if he wants to then. Pihu asks Shashwat not to forgive Nandini. Shashwat says if a person apologizes wholeheartedly, then that person deserves forgiveness. And he learned this from Ishani. Nandini apologizes to Shashwat. Shashwat tells her that he doesn't trust her and her apology. Nandini says she knew Shashwat wouldn't forgive her no matter what. She tells him that property belongs to her and she won't spare him. Police take Nandini from there. Abhishek asks Ishani not to feel bad because it's a court order. Moreover, Nandini deserves this. Shashwat says, thanks to Abhishek. Abhishek says he can do anything for Ishani. Pihu says thanks to Abhishek. Abhishek says it was Ishani's idea to record Nandini's confession, so Ishani deserves all the credit. Shashwat says thanks to Ishani. Ishani tells him that she fulfilled her responsibility. That's it. She gives her handmade food to Abhishek as fees. Abhishek says Ishani is the best and leaves from there happily. Later, Ishani comes downstairs with her luggage. She asks the Senguptas to take care of themselves. Pihu hugs Ishani and says she will miss the latter. She says thanks to Ishani. Ishani says she is glad she could help them in their difficult situation. Pihu asks whether Ishani will come to meet them. Ishani says she will come if no one has a problem with it then. Raj Didi says this house door is open for Ishani always. Ishani tells Shashwat that she will send divorce papers. Shashwat asks her whether she is going to Anurag's house. Ishani says Anurag is waiting for her, and she has to find a job too. Pihu says it would have been good if she could keep Ishani with her forever. Ishani tells Pihu thanks for giving love to her. Pihu says Ishani is a really good person, that's why she came to help them even though they mistreated her, and she wants Ishani to be happy always. Ishani asks Raj Didi to take her medicines and be happy. Shashwat says he got a second chance, so he will try to become a good person. He asks Ishani to forgive him if she can then. The episode ends.